Okay, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. I'm going to talk a little bit today about what I'm calling coordinated local strength versus a more integrated whole body strength. This is something we talk a lot about in Tai Chi, this idea that there's a ripple of power that's rooted in your foot, powered by your leg, directed by the waist, expressed by the hands. One of the easiest exercises or Tai Chi movements to watch this and see it very clearly on is this movement called cloud hands or wave hands like clouds. This is the way I do it in the style that we do. Every style has a little variation on this movement, but you can see that this is the root, this is the power. This is pushing this. This is pulling this. Push, pull. I'm not pulling it with my hand though. I'm dragging it up and then turning. So here's coordinated local strength. And what I'm doing when I do coordinated local strength is that I'm moving my arms with my arms. That's why I call it local strength. If I stop my body, my arms are still doing this. If I just add my body underneath it, it looks pretty and it maybe even looks relaxed, but it's coordinated local strength, meaning this is moving itself. This is just happening at the same time. So I remember when I was learning this, I was really trying to figure this out. And I asked Andy, my teacher, I said, so the hands are moving at the same time the weight's moving? And I'll never forget what he said back to me. He said, your hands are moving because your weight's moving. And that really clicked for me. I'm like, it's the weight shift that's moving the hand. So when you're doing coordinated local strength, which isn't terrible, but it's coordinated local. I'm coordinating this with this. What happens here is that if somebody grabbed my hand here, I wouldn't have anything but my hand to push back. Whereas if I'm using more integrated strength, my whole body is doing that. It's not just this local strength. So I vastly prefer integrated or whole body strength to coordinated local strength. A lot of Tai Chi you see is coordinated local strength. In other words, I'm doing this all by myself. These hands are moving themselves. It's when I shift my weight and let my body, my legs and my waist move my hands, that's when it becomes more like real Tai Chi to me, and when it becomes more integrated and more whole-bodied and actually stronger. If I'm just moving my wrist like this and someone grabs my hand, I will have a hard time getting my hand over their wrist because it's just my hand. Whereas that's coordinated local strength. But if I use my whole body and come around their hand like that, much, much easier. So a good test of whether you're doing coordinated local strength is that if you stop your body, the body weight moving, the movement should stop. If I stop my waist, the movement stops. Maybe it continues for another inch or two, but it basically stops because it has no more power. Whereas if I'm using coordinated local strength, when I stop my weight shift, my hands keep going because they're on their own little circuit. If I was doing a movement like stork pulls wings, my bottom leg is straightening to bring this up. So it's my whole body expanding into this position. Not this, just happening all by itself. It's foot, leg, waist, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Whatever the movement is. If I'm doing a movement like this, if I stop my weight, the movement kind of drifts to a stop. See that? In segments. Coordinated local strength, stop the body, the hands keep going. So I don't recommend coordinated local strength. It can look really pretty, it can look really nice, and it can have this, I'm doing stuff, but it's just your arms. You don't want to use just your arms. Shoulder strike, it's your whole body that does a shoulder strike, not doing this. The whole body moves into position that way. And it's stronger, it's more unified, it's better, I think, in every way that Tai Chi can be better. So thanks for watching, appreciate it. Check out my my YouTube channel, subscribe if you like. Visit my website, GeneBurnett.com, and have a nice day.